So DJ, I need to go on a business trip. My son has a graduation party that we are throwing for him a week and a half, and it's my place. I've been living on my own. You know, Melissa and I are obviously paired up in business and life, but I'm kind of responsible for this. I got to be, I've got to do it myself. So I was like, I'm gonna call you because I know you can do it way better. Frankie, never left her home alone before, so just take care of her. She's an awesome dog.
I'd be honored to help you.
DJ, you're the best. Thank you so much. You're a friend of the show. I love her. I'm gonna go catch my Uber. I can't think of anything else. I know it's a mess. I hope you enjoy it. The laundry is a little musty and stinky.
I'll be in touch. I'll take care of everything.
If you can call those people that you said you would call about that.
I will.
You're the best. Wow.
I'll take care of
I've
it all.
never had anything like this before.
I'll send you pictures.
Okay,
Safe
thank you.
travels.
All right.
Bye. Let the fun begin.
Welcome to Spotlight Sioux Falls, where culture meets commerce and the people behind our favorite places get the mic.
We're your hosts, Melissa Goodwin and Steve Schmidt, and we're sitting down with the makers, doers, and dreamers shaping the soul of our city.
From storefronts to side hustles, tattoos to tech startups, we are telling the stories that make Sioux Falls shine.
Because behind every business is a human story, and those stories, they're what make our community feel like home. This is Spotlight Sioux Falls. Welcome to today's edition of Spotlight Sioux Falls. I'm very excited because today we have someone with us who can help solve all of our problems. Whoa! At least a few of them. Some major problems that we might have in our homes in terms of organizing and transforming lives. I've seen on your signage. So I'm excited to learn more about that. So today we have with us DJ Blomgren, and she is an organizer. You help people not just organize things, but also kind of envision their spaces. You help take care of their pets when they go on vacation.
Yes.
You watch over their homes and get the mail. You do all kinds of things. So tell us a little bit more about what you do and your business.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes, I wear a lot of different hats with my business and offer a lot of different services, everything from traditional decluttering and organizing to helping people transform their spaces or businesses. I help with move management, estate clearing, a whole variety of different things, and my Vacation Paradise package, which you mentioned.
Yes.
And then also events and retreats.
Okay, so that's a lot of things.
Yes.
So yes, estate plan, you said estate, what was the word that you said?
It's estate clearing.
Estate
actually.
clearing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's if, you're, someone maybe either passes away or they are moving, downsizing potentially,
Yeah.
and they have a lot of stuff. Like my mom and dad might be tuning into this one, not sure what to do with it all.
Yes.
And they call you.
Right. Right.
So you kind of help make all of that magic happen.
I do.
You haven't always done this, right?
I have not.
So tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are today.
Well, I have a very eclectic background.
Okay.
I started in education right out of college. I was a classroom teacher and then an educational coordinator for many years in Minnesota. Then I helped a startup company and we built senior condominium communities for active adults.
Okay.
And I oversaw all the operations. And after that, I worked in fundraising. I did some sales jobs, and then transitioned to starting up my new business, A New Dawn Solutions.
So how did you come up with the name A New Dawn Solutions? I see when we drove up, I saw your license plate.
Yes.
You're branded. You've got amazing branding. So
Thank
just
you.
look at your outfit in the background. Tell us how
Thank
you
you.
came up with the name.
Well, I actually really struggled with the name. I was having a hard time trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to call my business because it's so important.
Right.
And I literally sat up in bed one day and I was like, oh my gosh, my business name is my name because my real name is Dawn, but I've gone by DJ for many years.
Okay.
And I thought, oh my gosh, A New Dawn Solutions. It was very perfect at the time for me personally and professionally. So thus my new business name.
And I love what it signifies too, because a lot of times when we think about downsizing or maybe estate clearing, it can feel not necessarily great, but really it's a new beginning, right? So a
Absolutely.
new dawn. And I love
Yes.
that about kind of how you've signified that through even just the name of your company. That's
Thank
really
you.
cool. So tell us, how might somebody know that they need to call you? What might be some signs that I should reach out to Dawn? DJ,
Yeah.
A New Dawn.
Yes. Procrastination is a huge one.
Okay.
Very often people are just so overwhelmed that they don't know where to start. They're
Right.
spinning their wheels. There may be people that are dooming. they don't organize, they only move their things around.
Right.
It could be a big transition where there's been a marriage, a death, a divorce, many different things that happen in people's lives where they just don't know what to do or how to begin, where to start. Sometimes people just want another opinion. Very often when clients reach out to me, they say to me, just tell me it's okay to get rid of this.
Yeah.
And I tell them permission granted. And then it's like, whew, weight off my shoulders. And then they're able to get rid of it. But there's many, many reasons that people reach out.
And there's so many times that people save things because they feel like it might be worth something, or maybe my kids will want this, or I'm
Yes.
saving it for my grandkids. And those are hard to get rid of. So how do you help people navigate those tough decisions?
Absolutely. It happens all the time, every week, actually.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of conversation about what do you need this for? Where did it come from? Have you touched it? Have you used it?
Yeah.
Very often when I'm going through spaces with people, we'll open a box and like, I didn't know that's where this was. They hadn't touched it for 20 years potentially,
Sure.
but they thought they had to hang on to it. So we work through that whole process of need, space. If they're moving, do they have room for it in the new space? Can they take a picture of it? Do they want to donate to a family member? Do they want to donate it to somebody new in the community? So it's a lot of conversation and working through emotion.
Absolutely. So now you've said you've always organized or really liked kind of clearing things, even when you were a child. Can you teach my children how to clear some things? I would really appreciate that. You said as a kid you would like to do this. So tell us about that.
I did. Yes. My mom would tell you even at age 2, she'd find me in the closet organizing. Which
that is
sounds
especially
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah,
BJ.
it is
I don't
crazy.
know.
Yeah, I know it is bizarre, but that's probably true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just how my brain thinks. It doesn't matter if it's an event, an activity, a home, a space. I love to organize and make some sense out of whatever it is I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the vacation packages that you have, because that's not something I would necessarily think of, although whenever I leave, and this is even with people at home to help, it's just this mass chaos, stress, because I get the garbage out, make sure the mail's all taken care of, make sure the dogs have all the water and the food, and everybody's got their clothing laying. How do you help families navigate vacations? Tell us what that looks like.
Well, imagine this. You coming home from vacation and never having to say, I need a vacation from my vacation, because we've all said that.
Yes.
So when someone works with me when they're going on vacation and I come to their home, I take care of their pets. I stay at the home.
Okay.
I take care of mail, plants, vendors, coordination of everything, and organize predetermined spaces while people are gone.
Okay.
So if you have a pet, I'm communicating with you while you're gone, sending pictures and updating you about how the pet is doing. If there's extra laundry, I'm running that. I'm in the home while you're gone, so I can do many different things so that when people come home, all of it's done. You'll have groceries in your fridge when you come home. If you want a special treat, I'll have that ready for you on the counter. I do some little extra special things too when people are gone. But really loving on the pet, taking care of the spaces that we've talked about ahead of time. And so when somebody comes home, it's like fresh and new, and they can just hit the ground running with their life and not have to worry about anything.
That sounds amazing. I mean, I just got home. We went to a wedding this weekend. Now I get home and I'm like, we have to get groceries, all that stuff, right? 'Cause I cleared out the fridge before we left, like you do.
Yep.
Or like a lot of the moms do. Not saying dads don't, but let's be honest, what's going on here. So yeah, that sounds amazing. Tell us, I know we're going to talk with some of your clients here soon, but what have people said to you in terms of, what's it like to work with you? What have they how have they described the experience?
Well, I think overall people are thrilled with what we do for them. I think they're amazed at how much work we get done in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of care and compassion and TLC that goes into what I do on a daily basis, because I absolutely love helping with the transition. When I walk into spaces, I have the gift of visualizing what the end result will look like. So it's a lot of having people buy into my idea and thought process and helping them get there. But there's a ton of emotion connected to people's process. A lot of people feel guilt, shame, overwhelm, and all of that. And I tell them when I meet with them the first time, you have gifts that I don't. It's just that I get to bring my gift to you. And so building that rapport with people, because I'm in homes, I touch all of their things and all their possessions. And my team is the same. We're all in their spaces. And so you get to know an awful lot about families. And so it's just really building that trust with each other as we go through the process.
Absolutely. That's really important because, yeah,
Mhm.
like you said, you're in their homes. They have
Yes.
to feel comfortable,
Yes.
around you. And that, like, you're, like, here's the thing I would imagine that, like, I'm kind of got a lot of shame. I got a lot of stuff, right?
Mhm.
Like, I don't want, this is funny. My mom used to clean before the cleaning lady
Yep.
would come, right? So, how do you help people just like feel comfortable that it's
Mhm.
okay? It doesn't have to be, it might be a hot mess.
Yeah.
Have you seen a few hot messes, I imagine?
I have. Yes. 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 But when we're done, it's not a hot mess anymore, which
That's
is great.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But honestly, when the very first time I go to someone's home, when they open the door, I can just feel the energy and feel the angst
Okay.
in their and see it in their eyes.
Yeah.
And so take a breath. It's okay. I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
And by the time we're done, I've had people in tears. I build
bet.
these incredible relationships with people, the big
Yeah.
hugs, just the excitement. I've had people
Oh.
tell me that I changed their lives. My team is amazing. So everything that we can do for these families and individuals is significant.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference. And that's what I love about what we do.
That's so cool. So how do you, when you first walk into a home, you said you can feel the energy.
Mm-hmm.
How do you assess where to start? So when you walk in a room and there's like maybe a lot of stuff, or maybe you're going to do, maybe there's a vacation package and there's a lot of work to do. You decide what rooms you're going to work on. How do you know where to start? How do you assess what to do?
Great question. So pretend that you called me and you want me to start in your kitchen, for example.
Okay.
I tell people, first of all, when I come, do not prepare for me to come at all.
Okay.
Like, just do not touch anything because I want to see the home in the real raw state when I get there.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I want to see it just like it is because
Okay.
that's what people are living in, right?
Yeah.
And so we talk about feelings, emotions, all the different pieces, but inevitably, I ask if it's okay to see the entire house because more than likely, if I start in a pantry, for example,
Sure.
there's probably things in a pantry that should be in the garage, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in a bedroom closet, wherever. And so once I see the whole big picture and have a better understanding of how families are living, it helps me know how to move forward.
Got it. Okay. So I would imagine like when I moved into my house, I've been there for 8 years though. I just like unpacked everything. I don't even know why I have a big drawer and I don't even know why half the things are in there. I think they were too big for other drawers and then everything else just fit in. I would imagine that's probably a lot. You find a lot of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you can help us organize it in a way that makes sense from a workflow perspective. I guess I've never
Absolutely.
thought about that. But
Yes.
yeah.
Workflow, spaces, everything should have a home. You mentioned kids.
Yes.
There's no reason that kids can't be trained that everything needs to have a space.
Yes.
And we all thrive on structure, whether you believe it or not, because when it's a chaotic space, it's hard to understand that.
Sure.
But when it's got more structure and things have a home, it just becomes automatic for people. But it's all about changing habits also.
Sure.
Even just one small, tiny habit. We have to start small with anything in our life.
Yeah.
And that makes a significant impact for families.
What if you're an adult child? We're all kind of adult children in some ways, I guess. But if you're an adult and you've got parents and they've got a lot of stuff and you're worried about what's going to happen to all, what are we going to do with all this stuff when mom and dad aren't here anymore or mom or dad aren't here anymore? So how do you help navigate that with families?
Oh,
It's tough.
that's a big question.
Yeah.
And we're working with more and more people that are downsizing that have lived in their homes for 30, 35, 40 years.
Right.
My biggest suggestion is start early
Okay.
because it takes much longer than people realize to go through those items. And
Yeah.
what happens is you start and you get so sidetracked because there's an emotion connected to something.
Sure. Or stories,
Or
right? And you
stories,
start talking.
exactly.
And,
Yes.
Yeah.
You see
2 weeks later.
Yes. You see a picture or something that then 20 minutes later you're talking about the situation or the person that's no longer around or whatever it happens to be. So start early, absolutely. Involve everybody in the family that
Okay.
needs to be involved
Okay.
because otherwise that causes angst, right?
Mm-hmm.
Many families have items that they've been collecting for years and years and years, precious moments. There's so many different Avon collectibles. There's things that have been around for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask the next generation of kids, nobody wants them.
Yeah.
And it's really hard because they don't want to tell their parents, they don't want their stuff because they
Right.
don't want to make them feel bad.
Right.
So it's really about that open, honest communication and conversation within families, but starting earlier makes such a significant difference. And I tell people when they call me to talk about downsizing, they're giving their children the best gift ever. Because if you leave everything to them, it's so overwhelming. And many times people are in different states across the country and they're not even around to help that process.
Right.
So it's really starting early that's significant.
Yeah. And that process, you know, all of the paperwork and everything is already hard enough when you've got
Yes.
houses of things that makes it's very difficult. I would imagine. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's good. Now, you personally have definitely got a style. Like, where did your style come from? It's amazing. It's really fun.
Well, thank
You've got
you.
good energy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, first of all, I love color, as you can tell,
Yes.
right? I didn't wear glasses until I was in my 20s.
Okay.
And when I started wearing glasses, I thought if I'm going to have them on my face every day, I want them to be fun. And so it's just kind of become my trademark. I've got a variety of glasses that I love to wear, depending on what my colors are of the day,
Okay.
and changing them out. I'm told all the time, I like your glasses, or where did you get your glasses? So it's just fun. It's just an additional accessory, if you will.
Okay. And you've even got like referral codes for your glasses. I hear. So if there's someone out there who really loves your orange glasses today,
I can help them out.
Yeah, hit up DJ and she'll help you out. So what other kinds of things? Like, I hear that you've got a thing for sweet potatoes and some other kind of quirks.
Yeah,
Tell us about those.
I do love sweet potatoes and ranch. It's all about the sauce, right? Whatever, it's all about the sauce.
Is that a Minnesota thing?
It could be. It definitely could be, since I'm a Minnesota girl.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. Have you tried Chislik now that you're South Dakota?
Yes, but you know what? I didn't even know what it meant until I moved to South Dakota. So yeah.
Most people don't. That's okay. I'm not sure that they should. I'm not sure.
Chislik and ranch is a good combo, by the way.
There you go. There you go. Maybe add some sweet potatoes in the mix.
Yes.
Across state lines. I like it. Okay. So you've got a collection of glasses. You've got amazing branding and all of that. I hear you leave some special things in people's homes as well. You take care of their pets and take pictures and make things.
Yep, I do.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yep.
So I have one last question. So what is like the biggest job that you've had to complete for someone? Like, what is one of the biggest things you've worked on that was just maybe overwhelming for the family, but you and your team took care of it for them?
I think the whole home transformations, definitely, or the complete, I call them my bookend clients.
Thank you so much for having a conversation with me. It's so wonderful to share information about Pat and Jean, who are my bookend clients. I worked with them from the very beginning until they moved into this beautiful home here in Sioux Falls. How did you decide to bring in help for this transition?
So that's sort of a multi-pronged question. I had to downsize my parents' house as an adult child of aging parents. And this is a house they've lived in for 70 years, and it was a lot. It was a lot. So I knew that I did not want to do that for my daughter. I didn't want to do that. So that was the first. We knew we were going to need help because we had a lot. The other thing is then the timing was I retired and we were looking to downsize, and I now was in the position that my parents were. And so in order to downsize, and because that's a very emotional thing, and so it's overwhelming. It's emotionally overwhelming. And so we knew we needed somebody that would come in and help us get started and then take over and just make it as easy as possible for us. Because I also didn't want to stress about it going into retirement and everything. So
Yes.
yeah, so that's why I didn't even know you were a thing. And so, but it's like, wouldn't it be nice if there was somebody that did this, and then somebody mentioned you and we found you, and it was like, oh, thank goodness.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Awesome. Wonderful.
It was seamless. I think after we found out the service was available, and of course I'm a businessman, so I'm used to hiring people with expertise that makes things easier and more seamless. And so we really didn't have any hesitation. As soon as we met you and had a chance to visit with you and about the services you provided, it was a kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, we were all in.
Yeah, you know, you kind of look around the house and you say, okay, Jiminy Christmas, you know, why do we buy this? Why do we have all this stuff? And then some of the stuff from Pat's folks' home was brought to our place, and so our storage room was, we had it kind of down, and then it was kind of full again.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was,
Things migrate.
yeah, so it ended up, no, we didn't have any hesitation because it was kind of overwhelming looking at it and how we're going to do this.
Right.
And I'm still working, Pat's retired, but you made it,
It's
you made it
amazing
easy.
what we accumulate over time, isn't it? And
Why do we have it?
right?
You know?
Mhm.
Yes, and very often I hear that people have their parents or their great-grandparents things in their basements or things that they have to deal with now on top of everything that they have of their own.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So the thing that kind of tripped me up before we were even started was because I had some of my parents' things and my mother had just passed away. It's a very emotional experience to downsize and try to get rid of that. So one thing that I really appreciated about you that I didn't even realize I wanted or needed was I needed somebody that understood that this was a hard thing. I needed somebody that was compassionate and extremely patient because I would read every piece of paper because there were some note and letter and so that was incredibly important to me, is someone that was compassionate and patient and understood that this is emotionally overwhelming when you are downsizing years worth of your life and what to save and what to throw and how maybe to preserve it without it just made everything so much easier.
I think one of the things that was interesting is we contracted with DJ to downsize, and then we kind of discovered that she would help us decorate our new home. And so as we were going through all this stuff, some of it had been in storage for years from previous homes. And we brought her over to this place, and she had a vision, and we gave her what we visualized using the space art and the main area and some of the Redland stuff and some of the historical stuff in other parts of the house. And so as we were boxing this stuff up or attempting to box it up, you could just see the wheels. I can use this. She could visualize how she was going to use this stuff we had in this home.
Yeah,
And a little bit there's something from every home, and there's something from our grandparents or our parents, all incorporated into the decorating of this.
And that was the really cool part is as you were helping us downsize, you had an eye for what was next.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize you were doing that. But that was so very helpful.
It is, like the crystal that we've collected over the years, and some of that, my people that work for me know that we like crystal. So a lot of that stuff is gifts, all the way to the spoons from Pat's grandmother that she collected years ago. So it's kind of cool that all that stuff was incorporated. And as we were unfolding all these layers of stuff, she was recording in her mind, okay, this is my visualization of, what they shared would be they'd like their new home to look like. So I thought that was that was cool. And that was something we didn't even know we were getting into when we hired her for the downsizing. But as we visited, brought her over here, so she was involved in all the design here too.
Practically, it was a lot of work. But you had such a great team there that I could sit on the couch and you all would bring things to me and keep, sort, throw away. And so from a practical standpoint, it was a lot less physical work than I thought it was going to be, which I really, really appreciated. And from an emotional standpoint, it was still emotional doing all of that, but it was a lot less painful than I thought it was going to be. And I think that's when we knew we were going to downsize and move, it's just so overwhelming. And then your mind starts going, and then one thing leads to another. But emotionally and practically, you and your team made it just so much better. So a lot easier on us.
Wonderful.
From my perspective, I mean, we've collected all this stuff and we all collect. I mean, I don't even know why we have some of this stuff. I mean, we discovered stuff we didn't even know we had. and some of that is on display in the house here. We just forgot we had it. But I think from my perspective, there were things that you have, and you check with Haley, our daughter. You check with nieces and nephews and brothers and sisters, and what do you want out of this? But at the end of the day, there's just a whole bunch of stuff because everybody else is collecting stuff too. So they don't want all your stuff, you know. But we had made the decision we weren't going to sell stuff. We were going to give it away. And that DJ had all of these places that she could take our treasures that we didn't want anymore in the downsizing process, but they were going to be used by people and maybe enhance their lives and make their. So from an emotional point of view, I think that was reassuring. And we didn't have to take anything. I mean, she brought the stuff back for the tax deductions and all of that. Although it was more, the tax deduction wasn't nearly as important as that it was going to have a home. Practically, I think just physically making it an easy process from beginning.
The fact that you and your team hauled away everything was another aspect that I didn't expect. That made things a lot easier.
Wonderful.
And when we moved in here, I mean, we moved in on Tuesday. And on Friday at 5:30, every picture was hung. Everything you see the way it is right now was done, even the garage. And so we had overnight guests on Friday night. She left about 5:30. They arrived about 7. We were grilling steaks out here on the patio, and we had guests. And so when we say it's turnkey, it is turnkey. I don't think there's been anything that's moved here very much since 5:30 on. Well, it moved. There just hasn't been much movement of stuff. It just has been perfect. And the other thing that I think is amazing is, of course, everything was put away, and you get a little tour of this is where everything is at, but over the 8 months, as we've entertained and we've done things, we did a really good job, I think, in selecting the things that we wanted to keep and we needed to keep, and the stuff we needed to give away to enhance somebody else's life. There's only been one item that Pat said, "Where's this plate at?" And I don't even remember what the plate was right now. But anyway, I said, "Well, I think we gave that away." But we did a little hunting around. But in 8 months, there's only been one item that we thought, now that is a home run, isn't it?
That's awesome. Well, it's been such an honor working with the two of you. And as I promised at the first meeting, education, love, and laughter were guaranteed. And I hope you felt that through the process.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
The other thing that she did that we haven't talked about is she not only moved us into this home, but she helped us stage our home that we were selling for the sale of that property. And so from helping with the old property to getting us comfortable in our new property to finding homes for treasures that we wanted to pass on, it's been truly turnkey.
Okay, DJ, it looks like you've done a lot of work in this house. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened here and the transformation that happened?
Absolutely. So this client had us do many spaces in her home. And this picture shows the basement area where she had a bunch of her jackets and purses and just a variety of different things downstairs. and determined that if we completely rearranged her space, moved all of these jackets over to the other side, put up shelving and got a bunch of totes, it would make a significant difference for her so she would know where things belong. They're categorized, labeled, and it just made such a huge difference in her lower level.
So you've probably got summer things in one area and winter things. So you don't have to figure out, like try to shove through all those jackets to figure out that where is that one black one that I want to wear today?
Yes, they're color coded. Yeah.
Color coded too. So you've got color coded and winter, summer, and labeled with the label maker.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Yes.
Now tell me about the other one. We didn't talk a lot about commercial spaces. So you do commercial work as well.
So this was a business. She had me come into her space and look at everything and give her suggestions.
Okay.
And so I asked her if she wanted my small ideas or the big ideas, and she said she wanted the big ideas.
Okay.
So the first thing I told her was that I wanted her to paint, and she said, really? And I said, yes, it's going to make a big difference. And so not only that, but I envisioned the sitting area up by her front windows, which were floor to ceiling. It was a beautiful space. And so she painted based on my recommendation. And then I had a budget for shopping. So I found all of the supplies and materials for the sitting area. We completely rearranged. We got rid of furniture she didn't need. This example here, this cabinet was red and black previously, but she painted it and it made a huge difference in the new space and just lessened the amount of clutter. And her clients were thrilled. They couldn't believe the difference. And adding the sitting space, she said a lot of people utilize that, which was great. So yeah, that's just one example of transforming a business space that made a big, big difference for she and her clients.
And I see, like, initially there was kind of, they're sitting chairs, they don't look super comfortable. And now there's like this cushy, like inviting space where you can see other people.
Right.
The difference in terms of just the comfort
Absolutely.
feel of those spaces.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody says, like, I want this style or that style, like I want, vintage or traditional, like you can work with all of those, I would assume.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Find out what people's likes are, their colors, their interests, their styles, all of that before I shop. Yeah.
I love it. This is so fun. And it does look completely different. And you wouldn't even think that. The first one, it still looks very nice. Like it looks like a very nice business, but you're right. Lots of stuff and the dark colors kind of weigh it down a little bit. It kind of blends in with the carpet almost.
Right.
Yep, look at this space. I've got a week to get this pulled together, but I'm gonna take care of all this laundry. Wash, fold, absolutely, I'm on it.
An orange bow? Oh my gosh, she does everything. What the heck? Hey,
Welcome home.
the orange bow, of course.
Yes.
Hey, Frankie, she's got orange bow
Hi,
and everything.
come on. Look who's here.
You have
Look
an
who's home.
awesome, oh my gosh, it smells good, it looks good.
I can't wait to show
Did
you
you water the
everything.
plants too?
I took care of the plants, absolutely. I promised
Hey,
I would.
thank you for the videos of Frankie, that helped a ton.
You're
when I was
so
gone.
welcome.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm
yes.
excited to see it because I've got to get this graduation party intact. Like
That's a big deal.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's go
yes.
look.
Absolutely. Let's go.
And today was like a trip to come home to this. Obviously, I don't clean very well, but I know you said too that I can not only do this every time, but like if and when I move, like you can help get this place ready. Show the
Absolutely.
people. You can help me
Yes.
probably get it clean so I don't have to do the deep clean at
Yep.
the end. I'm sure you know people or your crew does that.
Yep.
You know, a moving crew, and you can help blended families, like all that
the
stuff.
parts of the puzzle.
I'm gonna keep you in mind. This is so cool.
Awesome.
Sioux Falls and the surrounding area. You haven't seen somebody like this for a reason because they don't exist. There's only one DJ, and that's the best part. Is really your brand is you. Like, and what you do is amazing. And I think today we learned not only from you what you do, but I loved talking to your clients. Your booking clients were so fun. They story told, and it's all just very real. So Sioux Falls, you're gonna know where to find her because if you're on YouTube, her info's below. You can go get the orange bow yourself. DJ, did you have fun?
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
wonderful.
She did tell me my laundry room was a little stinky. She validated that. So we're gonna work on that problem next. It's bachelor problems, I guess, right? Except I'm not a
Absolutely.
bachelor. I'm just a guy living alone who's really gotta get it together.
Yeah, I can help with that,
I
for
know
sure.
you can.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So do us a favor. Call DJ. DJ, where can they find you?
They can find me online at my website, which is anewdawnsolutions.com. You can call me at 612-817-6470, or you can email me at dj@anewdawnsolutions.com. I have a couple of goodies for you before we end today.
Okay.
I have a picture of Frankie for you.
Yes.
And
When she
then-
had shaggy hair. This is
Yes,
so cool. That's so
yes.
cute. I love it.
And then just a little treat, because everybody needs a treat.
This is for me or the dog?
That's for the dog. But
Okay.
yes, yes.
You're the best. Thank you so much.
You're
Everybody,
welcome.
get a hold of DJ, A New Dawn Solutions. Thank you.
This episode of Spotlight Sioux Falls is sponsored by Magnetic. We help businesses grow through content that stands out and software that scales your conversations. Not sure how to build your pipeline? You can find us at magnetic.services. Magnetic.services. Your pipeline will thank you.
Thanks for listening to Spotlight Sioux Falls.
These are the stories and the businesses that shape our city. If you heard something today that made you smile, made you think, or maybe reminded you of someone you know in your neighborhood, please share it.
That's how we support local. That's how we grow. And if you know a business owner we should feature, or you want to tell your story, reach out.
Until next time, we're Steve and Melissa, and this is Spotlight Sioux Falls, where local stories get the stage they deserve.
This house in the basement.
Okay.
This was another complete home transformation.
Beautiful. That's really nice.
Thank you.
So
Big
much
difference.
brighter.
Yes. Toy room.
Oh my gosh, that's mine. Looks so my son's looks like that right now.
Yep. Yep.
Makes me crazy, and I go through and clean it like once a month. 2 days later, it's that way again.
We did a toy rotation, so we have a
that's
hidden
smart.
toy rotation.
Yes,
Makes a big difference. 54 pairs of shoes found in this closet and underneath all of this stuff.
Oh wow,
Yes.
54.
Yep. Bar transformation.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Office space that she couldn't get into.
Oh wow.
This was a basement in Michigan.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And you like
And that-
doing this? I would just be like, I'm out. I'm walking away.
Another office space.
Oh wow.
This was a pantry. This was my first big pantry, and there were 8 jars of peanut butter open in here.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. This is 2 people that were merging households. Oops, this way.
Yeah.